guys, how you doing? Happy New Year. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the job site. Bored off my ass sitting on the couch. You know how it is in construction, guys. We're waiting for the concrete guys to get their stuff done. So a lot of people ask me about doing a video on a frame and square, speed square. I'm like, sure, I'll do it. So I guess if I'm gonna do a little video here, I guess we'll call it Tool Time. Tool Time with Mike and Vern. Alright guys, so let's get right into it. I got my frame and square, aluminum one, speed square, we'll go over that. I got a pair of stair buttons. They hook onto your frame and square. We'll make it simple. We're just going to do a 6/12 pitch on a 12-foot shed. We're going to use 2x6 rafters, 2x8 ridge, 2x6 gutter board. Alright, so first thing you got to do is lay it out and set your buttons to 6 and a 12. The fat side, the big side, is always the bigger number. That's going to be your 12 inches. 12. Alright, then skinny side, that's going to be your lower number, 6. Put that right on 6. Now this is changeable. I mean, you can make any pitch you want, custom pitches depending on the span, things like that. We're going to make it simple. 6 and a 12. Alright, so we'll start down here at the tail. I always start at the tail, work my way up to the head. Let me zoom you guys in so you get a good view. Alright guys, so I crown my board. Crown's always up. So now I usually mark it with a pencil. I'm going to use a Sharpie so we can see it good on video. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to kind of figure 12-inch overhang. Then I'll start my pitch. Real simple, just put it on the top, mark your angle, this small angle, that's a 6. This side would be a regular 6. This side is like a long 6. This 6 sets on the ridge, this 6 sets on the wall. It's a long. Okay, so we marked our meat here. Usually code on a rafter for meat is 1/3, but we're just, for training purposes, we're gonna make it so we got enough room so the cut in a bird's mouth sits on the wall. So my wall's 3.5, so I'll just go 3.5 right there. Got that? 3.5 inches. That's right here. That's my wall. The wall's 3.5. Framing. So that's that. This gives you your angle for the ridge or the gutter board, and this gives the angle for sitting on the wall. A long. Okay? Easy so far, right? Now we got a 12-inch overhang. Let's subtract the gutter board, 1.5 inches. So we just hold our square right here and hold it over to 10.5. 10.5. All right, at 10.5 plus 1.5, that gives you a 12-inch overhang. Now we're just going to mark this angle, the ridge angle on the bottom. Bam! There you go. That's your tail, 6/12. If you want, you can measure this tail. Come down 5.5. That's what a gutter board is. 2x6, 5.5. We'll put a long on that. And there's your tail. You got the meat. You're sitting on the wall. You got your tail. Now, next thing is a 12-foot span. That's 12 foot divided by 2, which is half. It's a rafter, half the span, 6 foot. So, your square set up 6/12. You gotta go 6 foot. So when you hold your square to the outside of this wall and mark the first angle right here, that's 12 inches of run. 1 foot. Slide your square up to the mark. Mark it again, right at the button. That's 2 foot of run. Some guys write 2. And 1, and so on. Take this down 6 times. Would be 6 foot. Pretty simple. Six foot. Okay. Alright guys, so I got my tail established. One runner here on angle is 1 foot. I come down 6 of them. That's 6 foot. That's half the span of 12. Now, I got to figure for my ridge. And my ridge is going to be a 2x8, which is 1.5 inches. So you take half of that, 3/4. Subtract it off that mark that you had. 3/4. 3/4. Mark that all the way down. That's it, guys. It's real simple. And there's a lot of videos out there that don't explain it too good, and they make it act like it's really hard. It's not hard, dude. So anyway, there you go. You got your tail. You ran it out 6 times. You subtract 3/4 for the ridge. You cut that. That's your rafter. Simple. Sometimes we mark patty on there. Short for pattern. Alright, guys. Let me get my saw and I'll cut this up. But before I do that, I want to go over it with the speed square. It's a little harder with the speed square. And remember, this guy's your friend. Alright, the speed square. It's got a bunch of numbers on it. This side's in inches. Here's your pitches for common, and your pitches for the valleys, hipper valleys. Okay, so now when you go to put an angle on here with the speed square, to get an angle that goes just to the ridge, like a regular cut, like I said before, a regular cut, you would just pivot or mark it and pivot it till you get to 6. Once you get to 6, mark it. That's a 6/12. That goes on the ridge. When you get down to the bottom, it's a different story. Here's how I do it. I know there's several different ways. The book, I tell you different ways to do it. You know, I threw that book in the garbage a long time ago. All right, for a long, or sits on the wall, mark your pivot, mark your 6. You gotta be careful. This is common. Those are hips and valleys. Different. A pivot your square till you hit that 6 and that mark where the 6 was. Mark that on the wood. Right there. There's your long 6. There's your regular 6. You want to check it with the old framing square. Put that on there. Look at that. Perfect. Slide it on here. Perfect. I mean, that is like right on. So the speed square works, but this is just way easier. So if you do a tail with a speed square, you gotta use your tape measure, which I could show you. Check it out again. I'll go back down here to the tail. On the tail, right here, 6, 12 angle. This is by your bird's mouth. This little notch that comes out is a bird's mouth. And then you would measure down 4 inches. You measure down 4 inches. You can't use that. You have to measure down 4 inches and then square off of that regular 6 mark. Square. That gives you a bird's mouth. Notch that out. That's your bird's mouth right there, and it's exactly the same as using this. Alright guys, and for the tail, you gotta use your tape again. Measure from the meat, this is the meat, to the end of the gutter board, 10.5. Once you get 10.5, take your speed square, same thing, put that angle on there, a 6/12, a regular 6. Alright? And then to make a rafter this way using a speed square, you have to measure. You have to figure out and measure it. Get your ridge set, measure it. I really don't know a way to do this way. You got to have a framing square. Certain things take a framing square. Alright guys, so let me get my saw out here and I'll cut this up real quick and we'll take a look at it. This is a common rafter for a little shed with a 6/12 roof on it. Chilly out here. Got another storm coming tomorrow, Friday, down in Texas now. Bunch of ice and snow. Hate it. Hate it. Alright guys, there you go. One simple rafter. There's a bird's mouth. There you go. There's your bird's mouth. Your wall sits right here. Right there. Got a board, put it right on here. Bunch of them. Okay, on the top. Just nail that to the ridge. Ridge is right here. Put two together. That sets up your gable end. Brace it. Get your ridge in. Cut two for the back. Brace it. Set the ridge. Then set two in the middle. That gives you a skeleton. And then you can sight things and look at things. Make sure everything's real nice. And after it's nice, start filling them in. Start filling them in. Hey guys, Vern, ain't much there. Little video, get us through January. I had a lot of nice comments on my last video. I appreciate that, you guys. And I appreciate you guys subscribing. I got a few new subscribers. Yeah, I appreciate it. If you guys want to help me out with the channel, it helps, definitely. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a good, safe New Year's. Next year, as far as work for us, we got some things going on. Got a big job. Gonna be building a shooting range. Kind of cool. I don't know how much video I can do on that, but it's gonna be really cool. 3D targets, some elevated platforms, you know, stalls to shoot from. Should be pretty awesome. And we got some other things coming up too, but they won't happen until spring. You know, winter's hit us hard this year. We haven't had this in a couple years. We got 4 inches now. Alright guys, I want to end this video here. Plain and simple. Speed square, frame square. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.